You may or may not have seen this article that came out yesterday. The Lancet, which is a medical journal, estimates Gaza death toll at 186,000. 186,000. The Lancet article actually came out on July 5th. Let's take a moment and look at how they calculated this massive number of victims. Conflict, war, or genocide, there are direct and indirect casualties. So while 186,000 people have not been directly killed by Israeli soldiers, so while 186,000 Palestinians have not been killed directly by Israeli soldiers, the death toll is expected to be large given the intensity of this conflict. Destroyed healthcare infrastructure, severe shortages of food, water, and shelter, the population's inability to flee to safe places, and the loss of funding for humanitarian aid from the United Nations, one of the very few humanitarian organizations still active in the Gaza Strip. Do you know why? Because it's unsafe for other humanitarian organizations to operate there. When we're talking indirect casualties due to a lack of healthcare, due to starvation, due to a lack of water and shelter, we're talking about civilians, women, children. The Lancet calls for an immediate and urgent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, accompanied by measures to enable the distribution of medical supplies, food, clean water, and other resources for basic human needs. This is a humanitarian crisis. They also make an excellent point here. At the same time, there is a need to record the scale and nature of the suffering in this conflict. Documenting the true scale is crucial for ensuring historical accountability and acknowledging the full cost of war. It is also a legal requirement. Experts know that this estimated death toll is probably low, for many reasons, including the fact that so many buildings in the Gaza Strip have been destroyed that it's estimated that at least 10,000 people are still buried under the rubble. They came up with a figure of 186,000 dead Palestinians using a conservative estimate of 4 indirect deaths per 1 direct death. Historically, conflicts like this have had between 3 and 15 indirect deaths per 1 direct death. So if 37,396 deaths have been reported and that number has been backed up by the Israeli government, it is not implausible to estimate 186,000 or even more deaths are attributable to the direct actions of Israel and the Israeli occupation force. Using a 2022 population estimate of the Gaza Strip, 7 to 9% of the total population of the Gaza Strip has been wiped off the face of the earth. Israel has killed 186,000 Palestinians, and that number grows every day. America, when will we acknowledge what the rest of the world has been screaming for months? This is not Israel wiping out a terrorist cell of Hamas. This is not a conflict. This is a genocide. People are dying of exposure, they're dying of starvation, they're dying because they are being denied basic health care. People are being bombed out of existence, civilians. How much more obvious does it need to be? How much more data do we need to collect to face the reality that Israel is enacting a genocide on the people of Palestine?